12 storage cabinet ideas for a small bedroom and living room. Are you looking to add storage cabinets in your small living room or bedroom but only have tiny space to spare? The answer might be in this list of 12 storage cabinet ideas from simhome.com. Number 12. DIY Wardrobe Armoire Storage Cabinet with Shelves. An armoire is a great storage option not just for your wardrobe, but you can dedicate it to store assorted items. It's more common in bedrooms, but several homeowners also use it for extra storage in their living rooms. With a little elbow grease, you can complete this elegant DIY armoire for a song and in the size that fits your small space perfectly. All you need is to build the bare frame and compartments with 3/4 inch plywood and add 1/4 inch plywood backing. Be sure to cover the exposed plies with edge banding. Also add 1x3s to the base and top to give it more heft. Install crown molding, some half-round moldings on the doors, and 4 decorative feet for a more commercial look. Number 11. Maximize your wall space with this cabinet idea from Giralot. This modern dynamic cabinet shelving from Giralot doesn't have any doors and is a sculptural art piece. It relies instead on an ingenious pivot mechanism that allows you to turn the covered shelf from its corner to reveal the opening behind it. It has levels colored with teal and natural wood. The lowest is black and is the largest one, and also contains a 2-level shoe rack. 2 white ones separate them for a total of 5 shelves. The cabinet can fit on a narrow wall, but you have to ensure that the shelves won't hit anything on the right when you swing them open. It's a great addition to any living room or bedroom with a minimalist design. Number 10. Or craft this awesome vertical shoe storage idea. If you're looking to build a one-of-a-kind DIY shoe rack, try this fantastic idea for inspiration. Attach a middle divider to one backing board. Arrange the shelves at alternating heights on the left and right sides of this divider. Finally, top it off with a rectangular box shelf equal to both sections' width and add a backing. It's a pretty straightforward design using only 3/4 inch by 8 inch boards. All you have to do is cut all the pieces to the length you need and assemble them with glue and some screws. The shelves can have a different paint color that contrasts nicely with the backing and divider's wood finish, giving it a more striking effect. Number 9. If you're into game consoles and board games, consider this gaming room idea. You can make your living room easily double as a fun gaming room. To store your video games and various console controllers, TV remotes, cards, dice, and other gaming items, you can install pull-out shelves inside your TV console cabinet. These are railed to prevent items from falling out, and they run on sliders just like drawers. They will make it easier for you to organize your items and pick and put them away without much hassle. Another smart idea is to build a broad square coffee table where you can play your collection of board games. You can add thin drawers that are enough to store all of them neatly away when you, your family, and friends finish playing. Number 8. Or if that's too much of a hassle, check out this DIY IKEA woven cane storage console. This straightforward DIY hack of an IKEA Besta TV and shelf unit will convert it into an elegant woven cane storage console. It would also make for a great conversation piece in any room you place this furniture. The key features are the doors embellished with woven cane mesh in a half-oval pattern. Cut the holes on the doors following that pattern using a jigsaw. Then stretch the mesh flat while attaching it with a staple gun behind the doors. Attach some flat reed trim on the outside of the mesh with Gorilla Glue. You can paint it black to add a striking contrast to the bright cane that goes well with gold handles. Number 7. What if you could build a children's bookshelf and a new bed with simple wood crates? You can try this whimsical children's bookshelf made with a single wooden Euro pallet. The gaps will act as bookstands. All you have to do is sand the edges smooth and use tape to paint the two halves in different bright colors. Your kids can even sit on it while they're reading. You can also create a rustic bed complete with a headboard and side tables. Prop 2 pallets lengthwise on your bedroom wall and lay down another matching 2 on the floor to form an L shape. Next, add another 2 on the floor perpendicular to the other ones. Attach them all using metal brackets and screws. After sanding and cleaning, you can place your mattress, bedding, and pillows. Number 6. Or this vertical slim rack for your beverages. Again, using wooden Euro pallets, you can fashion a slim rustic beverage rack. Pry off the 2 slats between the outer and middle ones and stand the pallet on its side. Then attach them on top of the lower and middle feet with nails. Finally, stain it to the color you want. Prop it on a wall with the bottom facing front. At the top level, you can place wine bottles, glasses, and other slim beverage containers. The upper foot will act as a rail to prevent them from falling. You can also place some small plants and decor on both shelves. Number 5. DIY Powered Sofa Shelf. You can install a simple shelf to hide messy power cables behind your sofa. It will also provide an extra surface to place some decor, books, and smart home devices. Measure your sofa's width and make sure your shelf is just long enough to remain hidden from the front. Install it on the wall using 3 brackets. Ensure it's lower than the sofa by a few inches. Also, add about a foot of siding on both ends to conceal the wires from the side. Drill 2 holes near the front for power plugs to pass through. After that, it's ready to finish in the color you want. Number 4. Build a hallway cabinet. A hallway corner is often an overlooked potential storage space. You can build short custom cabinets in those areas to hide more items and for displaying decor. The cabinet frame and shelves are 3/4 inch plywood and assembled with screws, but the top panel is 1/2 inch MDF and attached with brads. The backing is 1/4 inch plywood and secured with brads. The cabinet sits on a base frame 3 to 1/2 inches tall with an inch smaller footprint. You need to cut 3/4 inch plywood for the faces and attach them with glue and brads. The doors are simply 1/2 inch MDF full frames with inverse diagonals and glued to 1/4 inch MDF backing. Lastly, the countertop is 1/2 inch MDF with an oak veneer and trimmed with 1x2 inch oak. Number 3. Entry Hallway Table. The table is very narrow and almost ledge-like under a mirror so that it won't interfere with foot traffic going in and out of your main doors. The parts are mostly 2x4s, including the legs and lower shelf. A 1x6 inch board makes up the tabletop, including the front trim under it and the bottom shelf's top. They have a natural dark finish that contrasts beautifully with the white paint of the legs. You can adorn it with small decors, and it's also a convenient place to put your keys when entering your home. Number 2. Dining Room Sidekick. If your dining table doubles as a surface for board games, homework, or crafting, this small DIY cabinet can serve as your sidekick for storing related items. The cabinet's frame and shelves are 3/4 inch plywood with cutouts on the side panels for the legs. It has a thinner 1/4 inch plywood for the backing. You also need to add a 1x3 inch solid wood face frame. For the door, use 1x3s for the frame and add a horizontal piece in the middle. You then insert 3 diagonals on the top half and 3 inverse ones on the bottom. Add a 1/4 inch plywood to this door frame's back. Finally, attach it to the cabinet with a couple of 2-inch hinges. Paint it the color you like and add a knob handle. Because you are still watching this clip, I have to tell you that your subscription and support influence this channel's growth and quality. For that reason, click the subscription box under the video if you haven't done it already. More about that later after I complete this presentation. Next, let's finish our top 12 list ideas with... And lastly, number 1. Build this DIY small living room and bedroom combination. It's called a table bed. It functions as a coffee table for your living room during the day that you open to serve as a bed at night. First, cut a piece of 3/4 inch plywood as big as the foldable mattress you're going to use. Put together a 1x8 inch solid wood frame with screws and attach the plywood to it with nails. Cut the entire thing in half and about 1 inch offset from the middle. You do that to attach a 1x10 inch upper front face with a cutout handle. Join both halves with side rail hinges to form a shell. Next, cut plywood for the lid that you attach on the back with convenient magnet locks. Finally, paint it and add 4 casters for the feet. Conclusion: you'll find a ton of storage cabinet ideas for small bedrooms and living rooms online. However, you may have to wade through dozens that aren't so good. It can make it challenging to pick the ones that are right for your limited space. We hope the excellent options presented here by Simphome would inspire and get you started in improving your storage. That's it for now. For more compilations like this, press the like button under the video or comment on it if you think YouTube deserves to host another list video like this. Feel free to share the video link with anyone close to you inside your social media circle. And until we meet again later sometime soon, thanks for watching and have a good day.